Sean Dempsey. Americans Emma Coburn-Wright and Courtney Frerichs celebrate after winning gold and silver, respectively, in the women's steeplechase at London. Emma Coburn took the lead for good at the final water jump and kicked for home to finish in an American and championship record time of 902.58 as the United States clinched an unlikely 12 women's steeplechase finish Friday at the World Athletics Championships in London. Courtney Frerichs outkicked defending champ Jep Kimoy of Kenya for silver in a personal best at 903.77. Daphne Schippers of the Netherlands dipped just ahead of Marie-José Talu of Côte d'Ivoire in another extremely close race to defend her 200-meter title in 20.05 seconds. In the long jump, American Brittany Reese's jump of 7.02 meters was good enough for her fourth world title. Daria Klishina of Russia, competing as a neutral athlete because of her country's doping suspension, took silver with a jump of 7.00 meters, and defending champion Tiana Bartoletta added another American medal with bronze. Ivana Spanovic seemed to have a medal-winning leap on her final attempt, but was given a much shorter mark, seemingly because the number bib on her back dragged into the sand and likely cost her precious centimeters. In the men's hammer throw, Poland's Paweł Fajtek won his third straight title. Valery Pronkin of Russia, also competing as a neutral athlete, took silver ahead of Wojciech Nowicki of Poland. College's advertisement Louisville says the NCAA abused its authority when it disciplined the school for a sex scandal that could result in the loss of its 2013 National Basketball Championship. The school also said in a 68-page appeal that the governing body imposed draconian penalties and ignored the school's self-imposed discipline. Louisville banned itself from the 2016 postseason after its investigation uncovered violations. This is the latest step in a case that began nearly 2 years ago. Escort Katina Pal alleged in a book that former Cardinals staffer Andre McGee hired her and other dancers for sex parties with recruits and players from 2010 to 2014. The NCAA vacated up to 123 victories in which ineligible players received improper benefits. It also suspended Louisville coach Rick Pitino for failing to monitor McGee. Additionally, the school was placed on 4 years probation and ordered to return money received through conference revenue sharing for appearances in the 2012 to 2015 NCAA's men's basketball championships. McGee, the former basketball operations director, received a 10-year show cause penalty from the governing body. Michigan football reinstated wide receiver Grant Perry from his suspension. Perry pleaded guilty to resisting a police officer and misdemeanor assault and battery in connection with an October confrontation outside an East Lansing bar. U.S. District Judge Robert Pittman in Austin, Texas, ordered Baylor to turn over information, including interview recordings and documents, it provided to a law firm hired amid a sexual assault scandal that rocked the nation's largest Baptist school, ruling that the materials must be provided to attorneys representing women suing Baylor because the school waived attorney-client privilege protections when it made public a summary of the firm's investigation. Basketball. According to a TSN report, San Antonio Spurs guard Tony Parker told Argentinian TV station LPG-TV that he expects to miss 4 to 5 more months recovering from the ruptured left quadriceps suffered during last year's playoffs. The 35-year-old had surgery to repair on May 5 and 4 to 5 months would give Parker a return timetable of around Christmas, but January is a more likely return for the 6-time All-Star. Warriors forward Kevin Durant issued a half-hearted apology for calling India 20 years behind and a variety of other comments that were criticized as disparaging to the Asian country. Durant, who posted messages Friday on Facebook and Twitter to say he is sorry that my comments about India were taken out of context, said he plans to return to India to run more basketball camps and meant no disrespect. He traveled to India recently and spoke about the trip in an interview with The Athletic website published this week. In the WNBA, Shavonte Ellis had 20 points as the New York Liberty held off the host Atlanta Dream, 8,377. Chelsea Gray scored 23 points, Candace Parker had 19 points and 10 rebounds, and the Los Angeles Sparks beat the host Minnesota Lynx, 7,064. Soccer. Get sports headlines in your inbox. The Globe's most recent sports headlines delivered to your inbox every morning. Thank you for signing up. Sign up for more newsletters here. Fenway Sports Group. Liverpool's American owners said Philippe Coutinho will not be sold in this transfer window despite interest from Barcelona. Liverpool has rejected 2 offers from Barcelona for the Brazilian playmaker, who signed a new 5-year deal in January. Neymar is expected to make his much-awaited debut for Paris Saint-Germain on Sunday at Guingamp after French soccer authorities finally receive his international transfer certificate, more than a week after PSG signed the Brazilian from Barcelona. Morocco announced on deadline day that it will bid for the 2026 World Cup, providing a late challenge to a joint North American bid by the United States, Canada, and Mexico launched in April. Miscellany. The Chicago Cubs say catcher Wilson Contreras is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks with a strained right hamstring. Contreras was injured running to first base Wednesday at San Francisco. He has been a major factor for the NL Central leaders since the All-Star break, batting .311 with 10 home runs and 29 RBIs. Overall, he is hitting .274 with 21 home runs and 70 RBIs. The Seattle Mariners will likely be without ace left-hander James Paxton for at least 3 weeks after putting him on the 10-day disabled list with a pectoral strain a day after he was pulled in the 7th inning of his start against the Angels. Second seed Roger Federer advanced to the Rogers Cup semifinals in Montreal with a 64-64 victory over Roberto Bautista Agut, and will face unseeded Robin Haas, a 46-63 winner over Diego Schwartzman. Canadian teenager Denis Shapovalov followed his upset of Rafael Nadal by beating Adrian Manarino, 26-63 Wimbledon finalist Marin Cilic withdrew from the Rogers Cup in Montreal with an abductor injury. Caroline Wozniacki outlasted top-ranked Karolina Pliskova, 75-67-37-64 in the Rogers Cup quarterfinals at Toronto. Next up is a showdown with American Sloane Stephens, who topped Lucy Safarova, 62-16-75. Brad Keselowski won the pole for Sunday's NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Pure Michigan 400 at Michigan International Speedway with a lap of 35.451 seconds, 203.097 miles per hour. Keselowski is winless in 16 career Cup races at his home state's track. Ryder Donovan gave the U.S. Under-18 boys hockey team a 43-overtime win over Finland in the Ivan Hlinka Memorial Cup at Břeclav, Czech Republic. The Americans 22 finished the tournament in 5th place.